Hey, hey, you lovely viewers out there. Welcome to another episode of DarkMatch. It's a perfect day for letting go. And this week we're gonna take this episode to damn, I'm botching this already. This week we'll be reviewing the best and worst of the WWE. And I am Magpie, and the walls are freaking breathing, man.
I'm your token chick duo's Angel.
And I'm Digi-Fox, and I still don't have a catchphrase.
Yeah, and I'm Christopher Says, and I'm Darkmatch's Mastodon of the Monotone. And contrary to what we did last night with Ultimate Warrior's rambling vagueness,
I can't believe I missed it.
Sheik has something quite topical to say tonight as we look at what Iron Sheik is tweeting. The money in America becomes shit like the Virgil. Not even the Ted DiBiase make the money real.
He still has a huge hate hard-on for Virgil.
And, yeah.
Although this is the most subtle I've seen Warrior through a tweet.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's still shit and...
Yeah, there's still that rage, that there's unstoppable rage within him in it, but it's just like, it's very subdued.
Yeah, it's topical. It's almost like a social comment haiku. Okay,
hating on Virgil is a Sheik thing.
Well, hating on Virgil's an everybody thing. I'm surprised we haven't made fun of Virgil more often.
Now, we could just overlay that famous convention picture of Virgil with no one around him, even though that was supposedly taken before the convention started, so.
Virgil in his striped pants.
And surprisingly, Chris Hero, as playing Virgil, got more people to show up.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. But,
I think it's time to start.
Yeah, we'll move on to Raw, which, thank God, had no opening crawl with Nickelback. They did play the song, but we got to start straight from the recap. And
please change that theme soon. I fucking hate Nickelback.
As Justin Roberts introduces the WWE champion CM Punk, made sure to specifically introduce him as such. So Punk makes a slow entrance, like shows the title to both sides of the entrance ramp in the crowd, and comes down and cuts his promo, basically like why he came back. Anyone else want to take over from here?
Yeah, this is like CM Punk doing a good opening 15-minute promo, and usually I hate when I don't like it even if it's somebody I do like or just hate. I don't like the idea of 15-minute promos, but for the story that they're telling, and just like, it's CM Punk, so anytime that guy speaks, it's like just pure beauty. So having him run through that whole 50-minute promo, he just started about, well, the gist of it is, and this isn't verbatim, but the gist of it is, well, I wanted to change wrestling and just do all these things, but in order to do that, I couldn't be sitting on my couch back in Chicago. I had to be here.
Yeah.
And someone else take it away.
Is it?
And he sits down cross-legged and gives a good, sort of half-shootings promo.
Yeah, that seems to be his gimmick now, though, with like the Indian style in the middle of the ring. But
I think that accentuates Punk too, because he's just Indian style. He's relaxed. He's not just up energy. It's like he's speaking low and just soft-spoken, so you have to like really listen to what he's saying.
Well,
it's not just like high energy. It's okay. Listen to me. This is what I want you to do.
One thing about the opening monologue I noticed was that he kind of went like, I kind of really couldn't guess like the alignment that he was going for, or that they were trying to give him, like, because he was like, he said things like, I love the place I work, I just hate the people involved, I'm here to make this fun again. But then like he almost veers off into heel territory where he like proclaims himself the voice of the voiceless, says like, he said, when I saw what they did with the tournament, like I just had to be here, like stuff like that, sort of antagonizing Cena and doing that joke he did on Jimmy Kimmel where he said, Cena has a belt, but I have a championship title. So it's much more important.
Yeah, they're still trying to sell him as a heel, really. I mean,
yeah, in this sense, I think he's more of an anti-hero, like a Vegeta. He still does like heelish shit, but he's like, people still want to cheer this guy. Oh no, Vegeta's sadistically torturing the android. Do it more. It's the same thing with Punk.
And by the way, gotta say, CM Punk's cum tastes great. Thank you very much.
Only you would know that, you furbag.
Well, the thing is that this does sort of suit the whole, like, cult leader thing that he always has going on, except now it's the fans. Instead of having this little group of wrestlers that he's basically talking into their ear and controlling them, he's doing it to all of us, which is awesome.
That's the theme song.
Exactly.
Certainly. And he's going on, and we enter Triple H. He comes out quick to interrupt his shit.
Hear the Motorhead and go.
He pretty much talks about, like, he keeps on going on and on. He keeps on claiming that he re-signed Morrison, which is, I get kind of nitpicky, but, like, there was never any issues with his contract.
Well, maybe his contract ran out and it was just never brought up because there was no doubt he'd be going back.
It just seems like he said that, like, on the first day that he came back, and he was like, yeah, I mean, I'll just run with it.
I guess, but...
Maybe it was a plotline they tried to explain, like, okay, we need to stop R-Truth, so we're going to send Morrison back, and he got jumped? Fuck him, his contract's done. Like, they forgot to bring up that plot point, but they went along with the story anyway.
But yeah, but, like, H basically answers him by, he calls him, quote, smug, overhyped, overrated, and CM Punk goes, does that kind of look like you're looking in a mirror?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he sticks it to him in a lot of different ways. Like he does the Connecticut Blue Blood bow that Triple H always did in his early run. He at first, like, blames Vince for among other things, like letting Foley, Batista, Jericho, Lesnar among others slip through his fingers. But he says to Triple H, how many times have you just sat in your bed with your wife and said, well, you know, I just don't think he has what it takes?
Punk has a rather nice Triple H impression.
Yeah. It was, I didn't do that shit justice. He's pretty good.
He's the Vegeta of the WWE. It's beautiful.
Gotta keep going.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome promo. I mean, just it made me really want to pay attention.
Yeah, and then Triple H has come. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, and that comeback, I'm gonna kick your, I wanna slap those ugly ass tattoos off your skinny fat body.
Yeah, your skinny fat ass.
And it's like, huh, wait, but those two can't, wait, what were you trying to say?
You know, I have actually heard the term skinny fat before, but it was on a comedy show aimed at the gay community, so God only knows if it actually exists as a term other than a joke. But I have heard it before.
Maybe Triple H might bring it to the mainstream, and suddenly it's going to be a new catchphrase that people are going to be slinging toward each other, and it's going to be loved than T-shirts.
But yeah, essentially Triple H goes on. He says, like, oh, you better worry about, like, keeping to the rules, and as the COO, I'm not going to break them, although I have the urge to kick your ass. And Punk is like, he's like, oh, I'm just getting warmed up. He's like, I'm not going to stick to the rules. And before he leaves, he drops the mic in front of him and goes, pipe bomb. For what he said in Australia. But yeah, like, for the overlong promos that they usually do in the beginning of Raw, this one was fun. Like, this definitely, like, furthered the storyline for Punk and Triple H's relationship.
Yeah, and it's still fresh because it's like, you know, with like, say if Cena were to do that, like have a 50-minute promo, even if he was getting the story or the angle they're trying to tell just through, and the points are being come across and the story is continuing. But you know, it's John Cena, so it's like, all right, well, we've seen this before, so we don't have to get excited. With Punk, it's like, yeah, we've seen him in the spotlight beforehand, but with him now in the world title picture and with the new attention on him, it's fresh again. So it's like, oh shit, I want to see what this guy says and does. So it's really cool to see, you know.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that this was kind of important for them to do as soon as possible, because I'd imagine a lot of this had to do with addressing, in a way, fans like me who hated the fact that Punk came back so quickly. Like, I was barely even willing to, you know, wait it out and see what they did, and they've won me over fairly quickly.
this was the best to go off that point. This was the best way to explain. Like, okay, this is why I came back. So instead of just making up some bullshit Deus Ex Machina, they actually were just like, okay, we need a good, palatable reason why he's back that doesn't insult the intelligence of our audience. Oh, he just wanted to be here to start trouble? That works. Punk, do it.
Yeah, why not?
It definitely works, I think. So I'm now very interested to see how it keeps going.
Yeah, and like,
right
go on.
Right now, Punk pretty much is the most, the thing in all of WWE that I want to watch the most. It's the most interesting and exciting to see what they do.
Yeah, and certainly, like, at the moment we're doing this episode, like, I do not know how the match is gonna go on at SummerSlam, which they reveal at the end of the show, but that doesn't really matter. Like, I don't know how it's gonna go. Like, maybe the go home show will tell us more, but each person, like, people may have thought that, like, okay, he's just gonna make this match so that he could just do the job for Cena, but they both have, like, a lot of kind of stuff on their side, like, be it kayfabe or behind the scenes with Punk, with now having merch powers that would make either of them good contenders for the win.
Isn't there also a theory about the SummerSlam, how they'll just, like, have Cena, like, will actually lose for whatever reason, whether if it's shenanigans or a clean loss, and then he's just like, okay, well, I lost, I didn't get the belt, fuck it, I had it 15 times, I'm coming after you, Rock.
I think they're gonna.
Would be nice.
Yeah, just to see him involved with other things, but I think The Rock his like prominence is kind of gonna rise during not until Survivor Series.
The only problem with that, the only problem with that is that on The Rock's birthday, they made a big deal of the fact that Cena had the belt at that time, and that's what he was gonna, it was gonna be not exactly a title match, I don't think, but they were certainly kind of teasing the idea because Cena had the belt, so...
Steph, you're a wonderful and sweet person, but if you ever bring up The Rock's birthday episode again, I will destroy you.
Bring it.
But
with his guitar, of course.
Yeah. But we move on from there to backstage area where I guess Rey Mysterio's like stretching out, and we notice off camera that an arm grabs his shirt, takes it away, and whoever did that is quickly confirmed 5 seconds later as Morrison parkour flips from like some crevice into the area and gives Rey his shirt.
Well, even before that, I noticed how if you look closely into the shot, like when I was watching it, you could see a shadow just like start to emerge and Morrison's coming out. So it was like one of those, oh, we know what's coming on, he's gonna do something wacky. Although it would be cool if they make that a usual thing where they have like some random superstars hanging out. So what are you doing today? I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Morrison backflips into the thing. Hey everybody, how's it going? They should make that his new gimmick, that'd be fucking awesome.
Well, yeah.
Stupid awesome.
Judging from what's happened, which actually we'll get into after the next segment because it's a lot more topical, but John Morrison, his push may not be coming as quickly as we thought it would again. But the next segment is a Divas Battle Royal for the number one contendership for Kelly Kelly's title. We have participants Melina, Gail Kim, Rosa, Caitlin, Tamina, AJ, Natalya, Alicia Fox, Eve, the Bellas, and Beth Phoenix.
Who are Gail and Melina? Who are these people?
Good question.
I've never heard of them after Thursday. Who are these people?
Yeah. All our listeners probably know by now that Melina and Gail Kim have been released. They were the first two people eliminated. Melina was tying her shoes and she slipped. And Gail Kim basically, I think she struck like Alicia Fox and then she just rolled out of the ring, according to her Twitter, because she wanted to see if anyone would notice, which, bad idea. But yeah, both of them are released. Gail Kim, talent, but they really haven't been doing anything with her. It's sad to see her go, but wish she had gotten that.
We couldn't get one Karma versus Gail Kim match in the WWE. Fucking pregnancy and timing and all the wrong things. Damn it.
I don't.
And we're not going to have Melina versus Alicia Fox again either.
No.
No. Yay.
But yeah.
No, we're going to have Magpie versus Digi-Fox.
Yeah, and I'll kick your furry ass one side of the street and then up the other side.
Hey.
I'll kick your feathery ass.
Hey, this isn't the platform.
I am not a feather. I am a man who has a nickname. You're just a furback trying to be something you're not.
This is not the platform for your feuds. Go spin off another video.
Go talk slowly somewhere else.
Okay, so...
Maybe I will.
Shall we talk about the finish of the match?
That might be wise.
So, Beth Phoenix and the two Bella twins are the last three standing. And Beth Phoenix basically lifts both Bellas up one in each arm.
Dun, 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 dun,
Over the
dun,
rope.
dun, 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 dun,
Wins
dun,
the
dun,
battle
dun,
royal.
dun.
And then somebody else can talk about what happens next.
Well, I gotta say, the commentary, though, the entire match, just like that play... Like, Kelly on the commentary was really just an uplifting performance tonight. I mean, it was like seeing her and Michael Cole talk was just like a pathetic version of somebody trying to draw up high school life. Like, ew, stop talking, you loser. It was adorable. Did anyone else notice this?
The thing I find interesting, though, is that they brought up the whole, airbrushing thing, and it got a little confusing because they mentioned altering the photos as airbrushing. Airbrushing is actually a makeup technique.
And then
With a
add
literal
another...
they actually airbrush makeup on. It's actually kind of fascinating.
To add another point, though, what the fuck does that have to do with wrestling? Or a plot? I mean, not you. I'm not talking about you. Brought up a good point to criticize. I'm talking about the show.
I didn't know makeup belonged in a wrestling match. You think that shit would get all smeared?
I think the entire thing is ridiculous to bring up because damn near everyone's going to get airbrushed just to make the photos prettier.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't show up on camera. Of course, I'm beautiful, so I don't have that problem.
In terms of Beth Phoenix's heel turn, if they're willing to run with this for quite a while, then like we could like just make the hope that she'll be like a good person to carry Kelly. I think she's a good antithetical heel from outside the storyline because she's a much better wrestler.
Yeah,
so she has to be.
I have a theory, but it might be better to talk about it when we get to SmackDown. But I think I know where this came from, because at first it came out of fucking nowhere. And the heel turn on SmackDown was exactly the same. There was no real build-up, just, we're heels now.
Yep.
And that kind of annoyed me.
No, definitely. It was arbitrary as fuck. But
I get that point, but then again, the people like, oh, who's randomly turning heel and gonna kick ass now and be presented in the spotlight?
Yeah,
girls that can actually kick ass. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I have no problem with them being heel. I just wish they had, built up to it somehow.
Yeah, I see your point.
There'd been something other than just a random turn at an end of a match. But
I mean,
I think I know
do
where that build-up went.
I do have like
what
I think is like a tangible problem with Natalia's heel turn, but we'll get to that. Like,
yeah,
there's a different way that they could have done hers.
I did immensely enjoy watching Beth Phoenix wipe the floor with Kelly and the Bellas. It's like remembers who the hell she is.
I did.
That was cool. Although the ending I was hoping for was, let's say Brie Bella's on the ground and then Beth Phoenix picks up Nikki like she was a bat or some just stick object and just starts beating Brie with her. That would have been more like just
Yeah, but that would also be physically impossible.
Make it happen. It's Beth Phoenix and a Bella twin skinny. I'd say they could go for it or try.
But human beings are kind of loose and floppy creatures.
Stop giving me your physic realms. Let me have my dream world.
Yeah, we have a portal. We have a TARDIS equivalent portal. We could do whatever we want with this, but we
can't do whatever. I'm still trying to eliminate furries.
Yeah, the next thing we get to is a promo with Truth and the Miz, where Truth tries to recruit Miz for his, I guess, anti-conspiracy, whatever, saying, you know what, Miz, we're the same. And Miz rebuffs him, going, I don't have the same warped viewpoints as you. Kinda. It would be a decent kind of at-odds team, but I think...
I smell a sitcom.
Yeah. I really liked this segment, especially because it did start getting to a point where Truth was very close to convincing Miz that yes, there's a conspiracy. and he's now a part of it. They're holding him down too. I like where that is going.
What's also good about it is that Miz kind of referenced that on Twitter, where he was like, hey, we get Mysterio gets the belt for 5 minutes, and then it has to go to Cena. Yeah, if we're not back to normal, then I don't know what is, or whatever. He kind of reinforced it, but Miz begins talking to himself in a nice.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Telling you, WWE, make a movie and cast these two people as a buddy cop action film. It'll be awesome.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they could be the first buddy criminal movie.
I would watch that.
So would I, actually.
Really?
But,
Jimmy?
We need to save little Jimmy Miz. Really? Really? You want to break all police boundaries and laws just to save little Jimmy? Yes! And Vincent Kennedy McMahon as the sheriff. I can't believe you're doing this.
Yeah, no, the angry captain that I'm gonna take your badge.
I'm gonna take your badge because you're fired.
But
Oh, Lord.
True. I know we're against odds, but we still have to get it. I believe it now. We got to get little Jimmy.
Okay.
But
No more Imagine Spot time.
Yeah, we have some unintentional comedy coming as we see Josh Matthews with a mic in one of their sets, and he gets slapped really hard in the back by John Cena. Like, the guy looks like he just had the fucking wind knocked out of him.
Which wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, doesn't know his own strength kind of things. But
Dude,
yeah,
Superman.
it took him a while. Like, it took him about, like, 10 seconds to kind of go, like, oh, John Cena, like, what do you think of the whole situation? And Cena cuts, like, a promo right down the middle saying, like, oh, CM Punk says that he's the best in the world. Like, if you live by the sword, then you die by it. Stuff like that. And he'll be here at the end of the show for Triple H's decision regarding the WWE title. As we move on to after the commercial, to our next match, a damn good one, Morrison and Rey Mysterio versus Miz and R-Truth.
Oh, this was a solid match, man. I really enjoyed it.
I'm just happy to see John Morrison back.
He has a new energy about him. He was really, like, the way he was selling and just doing his moves as well as selling the other guys' moves, he had this nice energy about him. He felt, like, refreshed, and he's like, I'm really in it, man. I love being here.
Plus, like, he and Rey, like, for people who both have, like, a similar in ring style, they're kind of flashy, high-flying spots, they made a good team. Like, there's one moment where Morrison just swept Miz or Truth, I forgot which, swept one of their legs and then tagged in Rey to do a diving leg drop. Like, that was really good.
Yeah. I like it when I like the sequences of moves, like how they threw, like, Truth out, or Truth was the first one to go out, and then Miz went out separately, and Steer's like, okay, jumps! And then goes after, I think Truth he falls on, and then Morrison's like, okay, I'll jump too. Corkscrew. It was fun.
Oh, that was great.
But yeah.
Yeah, pretty high energy match, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely the more highlighted thing was the feud between Truth and Morrison. Mysterio isn't really doing anything, so beyond losing the title.
Making other people look good. You know.
An hour and 15 minutes after winning it. And Truth is kind of like pretty much interacting with, and Miz he hasn't really been doing anything, especially now that Riley is starting to feud with Dolph, but Truth and Morrison probably did the best. Morrison, he did a C4, which they swiped that spot away from Sin Cara for obvious reasons. He did this great springboard roundhouse, and the finish was pretty much a mid-like distraction between their teammates. Truth hits the diving diving reverse STO on Morrison, gets the pin, and after the match, Miz skull-crushing finales Morrison.
Thus an evil alliance is born.
Yeah, probably won't reignite the feud between Morrison and the Miz, but I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Hopefully this gets more momentum, so maybe they can have a tag team run, and then they can get the WWE movie. You think Del Rio should play the Colombian drug lord?
Yes.
So, yeah, Morrison gets his ass kicked by both his former tag partners. kind of funny.
Like his two best friends kicks his ass now. I mean, the way the world works and how things change.
Okay, so then we have Josh Matthews and Triple H backstage, and Triple H says an odd comment about, "Oh, I think you forgot to shave today." Coming from the guy who has like a big Conan beard or whatever.
Well, I guess he doesn't grow it. He just puts it on.
Like, I'm pretty sure Josh Matthews doesn't have anything other than peach fuzz anyway.
But yeah, he basically says that, oh, Punk, your material's old. Like, you're bashing my wife. Oh, join the line. Which
It's been done before.
Which, like, is funny enough, but it's not really.
Yeah, it would have been funnier if he was just like, "Yeah, he's just making fun of my wife," and he's like holding a drink, and the cup he's holding slowly starts to crush. I mean, yeah, it's less subtle, but hey, at least it's getting the point that he's actually pissed. I don't know. I'm just thinking of stupid things to add on for my enjoyment.
Well, admittedly, if I were Triple H, I would have heard every fucking take on, oh, you're married to the boss's daughter, well, former boss's daughter. At this point, he has heard it all, and it probably doesn't bother him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Jericho was hitting that shit like 10 years ago.
Angle.
Well, actually, some rumor has it that was actually gonna be the angle, that she was cheating on Triple H, but he didn't want that to happen like that. Obviously, the internet would latch onto the idea that like he didn't want an angle like that going down. But we move on from there to Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero in the ring, where he basically refers to like him saying follow that after his match with Evan Bourne, I believe, last week. And
I don't remember.
And he's basically like, oh, nobody in the WWE will ever have my talent, my skills, my charisma, and nobody's better than me in the WWE. Cue Alex Riley, which for anyone that visits Reviewtopia, there's a weekly show by the producer Mark Muse called Raw Reactions. He made a good point about what Alex Riley had to say, because Riley said, oh, when's the last time you've ever done something by yourself? You're hiding behind Vicky Guerrero. Ziggler kind of lets his skills speak for themselves. Like, he was winning mid-card titles way before he was attached to Vicky Guerrero.
Oh, agreed. And even then, when he wasn't winning anything, his skill got across. Like, people were like, this guy is somebody interesting to watch in the ring. This guy has a skill set.
I mean,
yeah, and even so, like, in the short time that I've been watching, wrestling on a regular basis again, the only time I can think of where Vicky really managed to do anything was when she was the general manager of SmackDown. Since they've come to Raw, she's just his manager.
Yeah.
She hasn't had the power to do anything except, manage. And she does a damn good job of it, apparently. So why would you get rid of her?
I want to buy that new T-shirt. Excuse me. I'm gonna fucking buy that. I don't care. My birthday's at the end of the month. I'm getting it.
And she comes out and begins the promo. She's like, "Excuse me," like the most softest voice ever. And then she goes, "Excuse me." It's a really good thing War Machine.
But yeah, if Vicky Guerrero is like anything, and we've gone over this time and time again, she's the argument, like the one dwindling argument for keeping managers for wrestlers that can't talk, even though Dolph can. She is a great manager. She should attach herself to Tyson Kidd if like he needs a mouthpiece at all.
Or if anything, she's an interesting personality. Like throw Cole out and get her to be the heel commentator. I mean, it's more enjoyable than Cole, and I like her. She's an interesting character and a good heel.
But yeah, moving on from good heels to heels, we see backstage as the two tag teams are gearing up for their match. David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy, who, yeah, I know what you mean, because their gimmick is now basically, yeah, we're the champs and we're heels,
and we're us.
One.
And we're wearing oversized pennies as
belts. We're gonna fist pump. They're wrestling Santino and Zack Ryder, who continues to get more screen time.
And I mean, I haven't watched Raw in a few weeks, but now Santino's got a sock puppet. that looks like
Yeah,
Sammy the
I
Snake or
haven't seen that
something.
before either.
Yeah, he's got a little cobra hand puppet. It's pretty stupid.
That's the
Yeah,
new Mr. Sacco.
And if
it's a lost character on the Lamb Chop show.
yeah, it's the one that Lindsay Briggs was supposed to do. But anyway, and about the sock puppet, McGillicuddy and Otunga still treat it like it's a fucking actual snake. Like they run away from it like they're 5-year-old girls running away from spiders.
Like it's Jake the Snake and his snake.
It's stupid. I
They
agree,
make a
but
fucking
it's just
feeling.
one of those. At least it's a comedic spot. Like I can see it for being comedic, so it's not that funny to me. But at least it's just for that purpose. I'm like, okay, they're just trying to make this funny for this one moment of the match. This is not. It's too insulting to my intelligence, but it is stupid.
You
If
don't
I
like
play
it just
that,
because it has
that.
an animal in it.
Don't you ever say that again.
Now go play your guitar some more.
But yeah, Ryder also did this really good like double knee in the corner, which I've never seen him do. He's got some pretty nice spots that he busts out every once in a while, and not having much screen time, like he gets to surprise us like that. But he was having chance throughout the match, oh yeah, fuck. We have to talk about McGillicuddy and Otunga's finish. Ugh.
Oh, I don't want to talk about their finish. That's their personal life. Oh, you're talking about the match.
God damn it, Magpie.
Yeah, it's damn it. Must you throw out the Cena insult?
What's the insult?
The DX insult?
What DX insult?
The Bret Hart 97 insult?
The Sunny thing?
No. But moving on. Yeah, it's basically. I believe Otunga has won the victim in like a sort of backbreaker position, and McGillicuddy dives with a fist drop or a forearm drop or an elbow. Like it's very underwhelming. It doesn't really look like something high impact, and that's their finish. Yeah, I also don't have anything to say about that.
Yeah.
At least they're getting showcased talent. I mean, people
Michael
with diverse
McGillicuddy,
talent.
David Otunga. There's not really much to say. I mean, good God.
No, it's not like there was any real surprise. I don't think Zack Ryder and Santino. I do like watching them, but I don't see them going over the tag champs anytime soon, unless it's actually for the belts.
They probably will. Like they're WWE's not. They don't have any qualms with just giving a comedy tag team the belts just for the hell of it. Don't care about them either. As we move on to a fucking recap of Raw, they're recapping their own show, which I've never been a fan of.
Is that a paradox? They're recapping their own show. I mean, usually that's SmackDown's job, but now Raw's doing it. What's going on?
You got time to fill that they just can't put in like the Divas Battle Royal or one of the matches.
Yeah, heaven forbid another match.
And all things considered, like this has been pretty good in terms of wrestling. Like I hate to dish like Otunga and McGillicuddy too much. They're actually a good team. Like they're a good in-ring team. But
Well, Joe Henning's the best wrestler out of the two. Otunga's bland, but he does serve his purpose. These guys are palatable talents. I agree with their assessment.
But yeah, like these recaps are not needed. And we go from there to CM Punk backstage cutting the way I reacted to it, I was like, wow, this is a very modest promo. Like he's just saying like, well, the champ is standing right here. Cena's title doesn't mean anything, but like I'm gonna give him my all or whatever. And No Leaf noticed something that I think he was quite right about. He was probably reading off of cue cards.
Yeah, just to pop in for a second, if you look at the footage of if you look at him while he's talking, he's very clearly looking off to the side and not looking off at Josh Matthews like he's reading.
That seems a little odd. I mean, it was a short promo to begin with. Why would they need cue cards? I mean, especially since he works so well off script.
Well, we think that.
How did they think he was going to stay?
We think that that they wouldn't trust him, but then again, they also let him work presumably unscripted in the last segment.
And just in a production argument, maybe he was just having trouble with that take, so they're like, okay, fuck it, write something, and I'll just read it off, get to the point, and then let's get on with this. Because it took, like, 15 takes to get it.
Yeah, we've all been in that situation before.
None of us have. We're perfect.
Oh, yeah. No mistakes here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're a
just
flawless show.
flowing along just totally
Quickly
fluently.
change the subject.
So, next match, we have Evan Bourne versus Alberto Del Rio.
Even though I would say, even though I think we all saw like who's going to be the victor in this competition, at least they did a good amount of time like showcasing Bourne's talent and Del Rio's talent. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah. Once again, it was another kind of thing where Del Rio's working over the arm to prepare for his finisher throughout the entire thing, and like what you notice is that Del Rio makes his kicks sound crisp. Like he's really good at that thigh slap that wrestlers do to like especially like during the super kick spots they often do that. Del Rio's great at that. And
of course, yeah.
And Evan Bourne is great at putting him over because motherfucker took like this flip bump out of Del Rio's enziguri. That just wow, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was a good showcase of the talent, and it wasn't just like, okay, Evan Bourne's in the ring, okay, hit, punch, arm breaker, done, I'm gonna beat up some more, here comes Kofi. No, this was actually I have a chance to win this. No, Del Rio has a psychology, he's gonna work the arm over.
It's true, but like I kind of disagree. I do think that they're kind of throwing Evan Bourne around like ever since he came back. Oh well, not ever, because that was before WrestleMania when he was still jobbing at Sheamus, but like around June. Around about June, people thought that he was going for a push, which people thought last year when he was doing stuff with Chris Jericho, and yeah, it seems like he's just being fed to the heels they want to get over now.
Yeah, and I agree with that assessment in terms of just being like frittered away. Like if it were me, I like Alex Riley, and I think he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, going against Dolph, but I would have booked Evan Bourne to do it. But for just at least like with all other Evan Bourne like squash matches where it could just end in 2 minutes, or he could just get no offense whatsoever. For like this match, they did a good job. At least like, okay, well he can fight. That's cool. He doesn't look like a complete puss.
All right, I'll take it.
Cool.
But after that match, we have our climactic segment in the ring between Triple H, John Cena, CM Punk, and John Laurinaitis.
Dun dun dun.
Exactly.
John Ace Laurinaitis dynamic dudes.
Yeah. By the way, Laurinaitis is a real cold of personality, isn't he?
I thought you said cold for a second, and I would have fucking agreed with you. That guy has the perfect voice for his role.
Yeah.
Just, hey, I'm Johnny Ace Laurinaitis, and I'd like to say, he emotes, but he still talks really slow. And it's all raspy. It's fucking awesome.
Well, he does come across as a real yes man.
Yeah, it's true. He has that kiss-ass vibe. Like, I have no soul or any self-respect, so I'm gonna kiss your ass to get to the top of the world and make fake accomplishments in my life that mean nothing. Yep, he has that vibe, right, Digi?
Yeah, and he even kind of puts over the fact that, you know, even though Triple H is the COO, whatever that means, he's still very new at that job, and he should listen to me because I'm Johnny Ace.
Yeah. Bottom line, he wants to strip Cena of the title. Which, do any of you agree with that? Like, I know for a fact that Spoonie he tweeted that it's kind of bullshit because now they're making Cena look like the guy who was kept down by management. And
yeah, that was kind of odd, especially since, I don't know about anybody else, but the outcome of all of this was obvious. Like, there was no surprise. The only surprising thing that happens during all of this is, one, they treat it like it was a surprise, and two, John Laurinaitis showed up.
yeah.
You know, I knew the outcome. I knew that this was all going to end in, okay, we're going to have a final match between Punk and Cena at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because
and to jump
that's
off,
the smart thing to do.
And to jump off from the point Spoonie was making that Chris brought up, it's one of those, I don't, like the current situation, Spoonie does have a valid point, but the thing they're going with, it's not too detrimental because here's a guy who just, okay, well, WWE does this rule since this guy took the belt, so I'm just going to follow the rules and just try to get the title in their new way, and I got it through the tournament. And then Punk's like, no, I'm back, so it's still a palatable story and believable, and it isn't that detrimental to it. I mean, yeah, he brings up a good point, but it's one of those, it's not that detrimental or bad.
I mean, Laurinaitis, like, as bad of a person he is, like, by his choices in terms of his talent choices, hiring as firing, I have to say that as a heel, he's fucking endearing himself to me, and part of it might already be, like, the hatred of him, but if you look at, he has, like, this WWE.com, like, quote-unquote interview where he's like, I'm the executive vice president of talent relations, and which means that I have total control over all the talent. And afterwards, he just cracks this smirk. It's like, I want to see him on screen more.
I agree with you on that. He makes the perfect corporate heel, and I would like to see something with that. But right now, it feels almost out of place.
Maybe if they make him the GM, like anonymous general manager, I quit. My typing hands are sore. I need to go on a vacation. Johnny Ace, you're in charge.
Well, yeah, it does feel out of place because he was never on screen before. But in terms of Raw tonight, the only reason why like he had like a beef was because Cena punched him in the face.
That's the other thing is that they make it very clear that this is it's a personal thing, which is fine. But right now, it just doesn't feel like the time to be doing this. Let's settle the whole, who's going to be champion thing, and then kind of work with a corporate heel.
To play devil's advocate, though, maybe they're just trying to hint that he's good. It's personal, but they're being weighed like they're not conspicuous about it. It's like hitting you over the head, like, no, I want payback, but it's hinting now. But this is WWE's way of being subtle. But then later, he's gonna be the corporate main bad guy.
Wouldn't call John Cena straight up saying, you only want to strip me of my title because I punched you, and nobody's saying anything to contradict him is subtle.
Well, okay, not subtle, but it's just like they're trying to hint towards this thing that's coming, but they're not doing it right. You get it?
Yeah, I can see that this might be a hint of things to come, but just
not
now.
But to throw around some other kind of fantasy booking, I wonder if he's going to be like this like exec heel that people think has a lot of power, but really just Cena makes a fool out of him every time. Because if we're going to go down the list of like great imitations, Cena, oh my god. That was very creepy, almost like his imitation of Johnny Ace.
That was also very.
Yes, Vince, that sounds like a good idea. Some nice shoes there, Vince. Something like that.
He was method acting the entire time.
But this promo led up to, as Duo said, what we all expected. Triple H books the match: WWE Champion Cena versus WWE Champion Punk. They close off the show by dueling their entrance music.
Or at least we thought it was dueling, but I heard it was a botch.
You heard it was a botch?
I thought what I heard was it's just like, okay, they got the timing and the sound right, so when they were supposed to play this guy's theme, this person's theme's played, but it worked so well, it looked like, oh, fuck it, no, I want the spotlight, no, I want the spotlight.
Yeah, I was rather amused by the dueling finishing off entrance themes.
I thought it was really great at first, but it went quite a while.
Yeah. Eventually,
it essentially just dragged out the ending of the show.
Like Mussolini, your time is up, my time is like Mussolini, like. Essentially.
You're a better guitar player than you are a singer, Magpie.
It was.
Well, let me reply to that by saying I disagree with everything you said, and oh, by the way, you're a whore. And
let's not do this now, guys.
Yeah, we're already talking about Raw ending on a kind of narmy spot anyway. So yeah, it was a serious ending. We expected the way they booked it, but the way they kind of played it off was kind of goofy. SmackDown
was fucking awesome this week. I really enjoyed SmackDown. Whereas Raw was just, oh, that was kind of cool. This was like, I fucking enjoyed this the entire time. I mean, except for like one blemish, but I enjoyed this.
Actually, I'm kind of the opposite on that. I was really blown away by Raw, but that might have been because I thought I wasn't going to enjoy it much because of how last week's Raw left me feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But, SmackDown, I did like it, but we'll get to that later. Let's see. We opened with a video package of Mark Henry's most recent stuff, which, yeah.
Yeah,
Mark Henry is coming. Run, Mark Henry, camera.
Par for course for every SmackDown, they've been showing a Mark Henry video package. He's their new big heel, if you don't count Christian.
He's the juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, and our first match is Great Khali versus Sheamus, which, goddamn, like, anyone would expect to dread this. This was a well-worked match.
Yeah, Sheamus did such a good job of actually making, Khali's abysmal skills. Sheamus actually did a good job of making him look strong. And just like, oh, I'm gonna make this guy look good. He bumped hard for him. There were moments that he worked with it, and Sheamus was still this agile big dude. I mean, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, we really believe that Sheamus could possibly be the next Batista. Maybe even better.
Yeah, I think he's better.
The sort of
in ring, he's
already big guy who can already slay giants.
Yeah, and that would fit. That theory would fit with like, okay, he's going up against Khali next, so he's going to be the good big guy who's going to help people and save the world with his bigness.
But yeah, one of the good spots was Sheamus in the middle of the match tries for the bro kick, and that Khali ducks and hits him with this really hard looking clothesline. It just like it was all like Khali getting the advantage until he had the vice grip. Sheamus powers out of it. He elbows him repeatedly, and then he bro kicks him for the finish.
It was pretty cool, though. I liked the psychology in it, too, because it was just like, Sheamus, okay, I'm going to try to do stuff with just skill, and that's how I'm going to beat him, because I'm more skillful than this guy, and I'm more agile. And then Khali's like, me no like you. Swat.
For like a monster, like he sells like a good baby face. Like he did a good like, oh, I'm in the ropes, like I'm being threatened. He's like, Khali's like really going over, and then he kind of powers out of it and gets his shine. Like Sheamus, he's going to be a good babyface. I have faith in him.
Yeah, let's hope this will be a good. I have faith in him skill-wise, as do I. Just presentation, and so far, if they present him really well after the Mark Henry thing and see where it goes with that, he has a very bright future as being a face. Yeah,
we recapped the Beth Phoenix whole heel turn, and that leads us quite nicely into AJ versus Natalya, which was another good exhibition for a different reason. Like, they're pretty much putting up a very basic kind of grappling clinic, those two. Something which
counter hold.
Yeah. Something which I
enjoyed the hell out of this.
Like, something I didn't expect from AJ. Like, I always thought that she was more for, like, the flashy spots, but she gives me another good reason to enjoy her stuff.
Yeah, she could do the flashy, impressive spots, but when it comes down to it, she can do the chain stuff. He's like, I got the technical aspect down, but I like to do the flashy spots because it's fun. So it's like, I have skill, I just do this because of my preference, but I can do it. But
amid the reversals, Natalya gets in the sharpshooter and AJ fast taps out. After the match, she's celebrating and she pushes away AJ. Snap suplexes her on the floor, which looked very good, and basically says like, "Oh, I'm with Beth. Like enough of these like cutesy heels. Excuse me, enough of these cutesy divas."
So this is kind of where my theory comes in. Now that we've had two people turning heel for the exact same reason, I think this was supposed to happen, and that karma was supposed to be around for it. Because it does make sense, because it was very obvious that karma was there to kind of, put the skinny bitches in their place. So it would have made a lot of sense for her, to have other divas the bigger, stronger, more technical people to do the same thing, to just be like, you know what, she's right. Fuck the skinny bitches. But it's just a theory, and they could even be there to kind of replace Karma, now that she can't be, but, just my 2 cents.
Like, for Karma couldn't have turned face at a better time, because, like, if she would have been heel and had to wrestle someone like Kelly as, like, the face, that would have been a pretty bland match, but, like, Natalya and Beth are distinct from the Divas in that they're much bigger. They're a bit more muscular than, like, the sort of thin, much more fit Divas, and they could definitely be a match for Karma once she re-debuts as a face. Like, there could be some good matches, but in terms of Natalya's heel turn not being arbitrary, I said before I was going to mention this. She was coaching AJ and Caitlyn for the 5-6 weeks of their debut, and I almost wonder if there wouldn't have been an angle where she was like, "Oh, I was sick and tired of teaching you things and them not getting my advice not getting to you." But I guess with Beth turning heel, it was more convenient.
Well, that's a good way to look at it, with Natalya's reason for changing and attacking AJ as her first person as a demonstration of, I'm with this fuck the bimbo movement. That's my former pupil. I'm dedicated.
Yeah, it's like the new Kongtaraj. Just with less Raka Khan.
Don't want that. We go backstage with where Matt Striker's interviewing Randy Orton, and Orton, like the questionable face that he always has been, talks about his anger management issues, and he's gonna use Christian at SummerSlam to help him through those issues. He's like, Christian's the only person to win the world title through disqualification, and thus, like, he never has been, and he's not going to be able to beat him by pinfall or submission. Orton promo.
Do you think in his time up to SummerSlam, he's just in the back, just like, hi, I'm at an anger management meeting. This is where my anger stems from. My name is Randy.
I like to make goofy faces every once in a while.
Yeah, that's my way to just, like, get over the bad. And all right, so on with the show.
Yep, we have the Justin Gabriel package once again, except this conspicuously, like,
Justin Gabriel package.
Yeah. Thanks, Magpie. We don't hear.
We know what you like to think about at night.
Oh, you two. Go, like I said, get a spinoff.
What's like Tom and Jerry chasing each other around with axes and shit.
What's conspicuously absent from this package again is that we don't hear him say wrestler or wrestle, which he did a lot last week. And I almost had a theory that, like, him saying that was what made them take away his theme and give it to Otunga and McGillicuddy.
If you don't play by the rules, we're taking away your theme music.
That's what we did to Hogan back in the 90s with with Jared Briscoe and Pat Patterson. Do you want that to happen to you? Shut up.
As far as I'm concerned, like, Hulk Hogan got lucky with his themes. He had Real American and fucking Eye of the Tiger. But yeah, we recap Daniel Bryan tapping Wade Barrett with the Lavelle lock after their confrontation, and Barrett joins the commentary booth for Tyson Kidd versus Daniel Bryan. And for someone
this
who's
match was fucking sweet. This match of the night.
Cool.
As far as someone who's really trying to antagonize Daniel Bryan and, like, be a heel, he put him over too. Like, he was like, "Oh, I've had shoulder issues throughout the week." Like, really, like, sending home the fact that Daniel Bryan is really dangerous with the submissions. But
and you could also look at it as, my shoulder's been injured for a week, so it's kind of like a subtle hint to, okay, that means Danielson must have been watching me, and he noticed that. So when it was ready to, like, hit that move, he knew it would really hurt. So it's kind of like a subtle hint to that. I saw it as. But
yeah, the most of the match, like, there was great psychology. Tyson Kidd attacking Daniel Bryan's left leg, gives it a drop kick. He does that. He does that corner, that post figure four lock. he does this great dragon screw to a half Boston crab.
They put, and it was a cool thing too, because they put over the fact that Tyson Kidd's a guy who really knows how to do these moves. So it's like, yeah, Danielson's tough, but I can do these moves too. It's like he's not exactly the only wizard in the WWE. Like, oh, he's gonna, like when he tried to put him, like when Danielson tried to put him in the label lock, and then Danielson broke out, and he's like, no, Tyson broke out, and he's like, fuck you, I know how to get out of that.
He's met his match.
Yeah,
and I'm so happy that Tyson Kidd got rid of that stupid pink tufted hair like he's Mallow from Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, I don't think that was really flattering anyone like that. That was a stupid gimmick.
He needs to lose that shit, so I'm glad he did.
And
with the much better.
And with the presentation of talent, again, it wasn't just like a simple Tyson Kidd is just in there and he's going to get his ass kicked. No, Tyson Kidd was in there as a match for Bryan Danielson, and this was like, yeah, Danielson was going to win, and we all saw that coming, but they put on the fight where it's just like, I'm taking it to this guy. It put Tyson Kidd over really well as just being a guy who knows what he's doing. Like, if in the future they want to put these guys as a tag team, that could totally work.
But yeah, like Kidd again, bust out some awesome spots like slingshot leg drop. I mentioned before that tribute to Bret Hart with the figure 4 on the ring post.
WrestleMania 13 submission match, that was beautiful.
And Daniel Bryan plays like the face who gets like offense in the right times. He's still doing those repeated elbow strikes. Like this time as a reversal, he did a snap suplex and he ends up tapping Tyson Kidd with a guillotine choke.
It was cool, though, because he still had those spots that you're familiar with, but the WWE let him pepper in moves and do counter-hold things, and it makes it more interesting overall. So it's like, that's something I wanted to see for the longest time. If you play back any of the DarkMatch episodes, I wanted to see Danielson progress in his time in WWE and pepper in new moves, and they've been doing that. And I like the succession in the finish, too, where, he reversed it, but I kicked him in the fucking head, and Tyson's like, ow, my head really hurts. That took me out, and then got him in the guillotine immediately, so he has a hurt head, and now he's being choked out. That was a fucking good succession of moves, and just, like, psychology in there again.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm looking forward to see what Barrett and Danielson can do at SummerSlam, because that definitely looks like the direction they're going with those two.
Very promising. That's actually where, to play fantasy booker, if I was booking Raw, fuck Ezekiel Jackson, I would have had Bryan Danielson as the Intercontinental Champion by now, at least, feuding him and Barrett for that belt.
Well, yeah. Funny you mention Ezekiel Jackson as we move on to Zack Ryder's State of the Showski address.
Remember when I said blemish, folks? This is the blemish. Take it away. Not Ryder, but get on with it, Chris.
But yeah, Zack Ryder comes in to his usual good reaction. He talks about how ever since he came on SmackDown, the ratings went through the roof, which I don't know what in terms of the quarterly ratings were, but he's right. SmackDown got like a nice 1.9, I think, and quite unprecedented for them throughout this year.
So he's permanent. I'm sorry to interrupt. He's permanently on an active roster. Not that the brand separation thing matters, but if he's on SmackDown now, like officially drafted, and I'm doing the air quotation when I say drafted.
Well, if I remember correctly, Triple H made him Teddy Long's assistant.
Oh.
So I'd say yes.
But yeah, Zack Ryder says that like I'm gonna make changes to SmackDown. As soon as he says that, Ezekiel Jackson's music hits, and this was very subtle. I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but as soon as the music hit, Zack just snapped his head to the right, like this very like corny reaction. And suffice it to say, Ezekiel Jackson comes in and questions why Zack Ryder put him in a handicap match, like kind of like they have back and forth banter when Cody Rhodes interrupts them and talks about how, which I agree with, how Zeke's making the Intercontinental Championship look bad.
Oh, that was everything he said. Everything that Rhodes said in that promo was like everything I was thinking, because I love the Intercontinental Championship. That's my favorite belt of all time, and my favorite guys have that belt. But when a guy like Zeke Jackson has that belt, it's like that belt's at a fucking standstill. It's just he's bland, he's boring, there's nothing exciting about him. That's the worker belt. Why the fuck does he have it? Barrett made sense, but this guy, are you fucking kidding me? Like, he does the same shit. He's great Khali, but, he speaks English and has a little bit more charisma.
He could do 5 scoop slams. How could you not see the talent in that?
Oh, the technical aspects of that is amazing.
Who are you to tell L. Ezekiel Jackson?
I'm a person with an opinion, and my opinion has a platform, which is the Dark Match. Watch every week, folks.
Yeah, if you're watching, watch
advertising
every
our
week.
show during the show.
Yeah, ECW on TNN style. But basically, Cody goes on to say like he'll win the belt and he'll resurrect the prestige of it. And Zeke,
yes, do it, Cody. Fucking do it.
He will. They'll give it to him. I'm sure they're planning to, and I'll be happy about that. Like he needs a singles title. Zeke kind of shoots back by targeting Ted DiBiase and saying like, "Oh, you're being used." Like I remember when I was in the Corps and like I just had to do what Wade Barrett said or whatever. Not really. Like no one really cares about Zeke. No one really cares about Ted DiBiase. So,
although if you look at it in a way like that's a subtle hint, Cody gets the belt over from Zeke for whatever reason, shenanigans or clean win. I hope it's clean win. And then he gets the belt, and Cody Rhodes is more of a pompous asshole than ever before. And then DiBiase, fuck you, I'm quit. And then feud for that belt.
All right, if Ted could make something of this, then I'd accept that.
Yeah, just on the basis of, like, if not for personality, like, you want to give him a push like that, for the basis of the showcasing of his skill and the fact that he's been around for a while, I'd put the Intercontinental belt on him. He's always had good work ethic to me, and he can work, especially some of those superstar matches I've seen. He's a good guy. I would put him in the Intercontinental chip.
Wrestled with Kenta, among other people, But,
was it a singles match? I've never seen
it. It was actually a tag match. DiBiase was tagging with Danielson.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen that match forever.
But we digress. Teddy Long comes out after that, and he dances a jig very inappropriately. Yeah, I didn't. Teddy Long, like he goes through a lot of different now he's kind of treating Zack Ryder sternly. He's like, "Oh, you're making all these changes. I don't remember you making you the assistant general manager, just my assistant." And for all your talk, you're gonna face Ezekiel Jackson tonight, not for the title. And it's like I appreciate Zack Ryder getting screen time, and personally, like I'm not against him continuing to job, like as long as he's there and as long as he's getting a good enough reaction. But we expected this. He jobs to Zeke doing his power moves, like his scoop slams and his sidewalk slams and his scoop slams.
And I think most people can share this sentiment with me too. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm harping on this a lot, but watching that match, it's like, dang, the guy who's getting his ass kicked is the far more interesting person to put the belt on than the actual guy with the belt kicking ass.
Yeah. I will say I was impressed with some of the things like that Ryder did. Like before he did his face wash, his broski boot squat spot, he kicked Zeke pretty damn hard in the head. Like that, it looked good in that very kind of way, like that very bad way. He does a good neck breaker to him also, but he ends up tapping to the torture rack after Scoop Slam City. Can't forget that.
It's a fury of scoop slams.
Yeah, 5 scoop slams together means instant death. It's a well-known wrestling legend, like the TNA belt battle suit. But
yeah, we have a backstage segment featuring Teddy Long and the newly femme fatale Oksana. She's dressed in all black. She has black hair, and there's this whole like kind of noirish thing where there's saxophone music in the background. And
isn't she the chick that's like married to Mel Gibson and like the phone calls that was to her, Oksana, that chick?
No, that's Oksana.
Oh, who's this chick?
Oksana, which I guess they named to capitalize on that. I don't know.
Where's she from?
She's from Lithuania. She was in NXT season 3.
What the hell is NXT?
Good question. If you want all the information, you go ask the Arrow.
Why the hell would I do that?
Oh God. All right, if you're gonna feud with anyone, feud with Digi-Fox.
Let's just get on with the show. I'm hearing all these made up things. NXT, let's keep going.
But yeah, she looks really nice, but this is not the kind of segment that you want. It's very cheesy. It's very out of place. And it's probably not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Next we have Vladimir Kozlov's last match, because he was another among the releases, him versus Mark Henry. And this is very quick match, throwaway.
Remember when he went over The Undertaker in a clean win and beat Jeff Hardy, and now this?
Well, like Chris Masters, another release, he's basically someone who was given like a nice mega push towards the beginning, and they just never went past that. This match was really just to put over Mark Henry once again. And he gives him he injures him, I believe.
Never thought Kozlov would job out on his last match to Mark fucking Henry.
That's because you're small-minded.
But, by the way, comes out wearing Wolfpack colors. Just like our official DarkMatch website.
Complete with mugs.
and then we can I can finally fill Magpie's face with scalding hot coffee.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm going to tear that fur right up your face.
Yeah, enough out of you. Sheamus, backstage promo with Sheamus, where he again cuts a face promo dedicating himself to Kozlov. He said the Kozlov, Big Show, and Kane, Mark Henry took away their will and their spirits, but he can't take away my will because I'm Irish.
This is actually a really funny promo.
Guinness power. I have the courage of 1,000 men. I'm coming for you, Mark Henry.
Yeah, he was born with a 24-carat horseshoe up his arse.
A mighty whimsical spirit.
He'll drag Mark to the beach where he could swim with Shamu and the rest of his friends.
And he'll throw him off the beautiful cliffs of Ireland that were made by the angels themselves.
I'm sure Triple H gave him those lines. It's the rumor was that when he won his title, he always worked out with Triple H, so that brought him to the top. Our penultimate match, the Usos and Trent Beretta versus Nexus and JTG. Oh wait,
shit! I forgot about this match.
Mm-hmm. So did I.
I'm not even making fun of the match. I don't remember it.
The only reason why I forget this match is because the Usos gave me Hawaii flashbacks.
Oh.
Is Hawaii beautiful, Steph?
Wow.
Duos des racist. They're Samoan.
No. Just
Polynesian or something.
The dance thing they did. I've seen presentations of stuff like that while I was in Hawaii.
Oh yeah, as far as I remember, you didn't have the most pleasant time there, did you?
Did you see the dog?
It had its ups and downs.
Did you see the dog?
What?
The bounty hunter. Did you see Dog the Bounty Hunter?
No, I didn't.
That's the only reason to go to Hawaii. Why else would you show up?
Because my father was transferred onto the Greenville?
Okay, that's a good explanation. But the Usos, after going into the match, did the following thing. Take it away, somebody.
The Usos, they're a good team. I can't really say anything more. Didn't really think anything they did was notable. Beretta's, he's good enhancement talent, I gotta say. I don't know if the WWE wants to do anything with him, but damn, he's put on a pretty good show and then jobs. The new Nexus and JTG. I don't even remember JTG doing much in this match, but yeah, the Otunga Cuddy, they win with their fist drop. Which again, I just don't even want to talk about that. It's a really weak finish. Johnny Curtis promo.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Brace yourselves, people.
Am I the only one who likes these?
I do like him, but I have a feeling his new pun is that the writing's on the wall, and he points to a chalkboard saying Johnny Curtis debuts next week, and they overlay crickets on it.
The crickets were stupid.
Yeah, that shows how much faith they've had in him. The guy's been through their Deep South developmental territory. He's been through FCW. He's been around for God only knows, 5-6 years.
The carrot top of the WWE.
Does anyone guess that like his debut next week will just be another one of these segments?
I bet you
No,
anything
I
he's
think
probably
they
to come
really,
to it.
I think they're serious. I think we're finally going to get to see him do something, wrestling related.
Okay.
I bet you anything, though, his intro is going to be like during some other person's promo, he's going to come out and I'm Johnny Curtis, promo, and now I said something funny, goodbye. And then the next week will actually be his debut match.
No, I think we're getting a match from him next week.
I can see that happening.
But either way, Val, he is a good worker. I will say that he's definitely paid his dues and then some. If he's in a match next week, I'll look forward to it. Our next segment is Christian, who's joined by R-Truth, who once again is sniffing around for a fellow conspiracy victim.
Which I like that. I like the idea of him going around and trying to convince other people that this is happening.
Possibly a stable coming. A hint.
Listen, I'm gonna veer off into a tangent and give us some more fantasy booking, and this is also topical, because guess who had a dark match this week? Fucking Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana.
Huh.
Yes.
He jobbed to Wade Barrett, but coincidentally, he was the one who, I guess this would, I don't know if it'd be Irish, but he taught Wade Barrett his finisher. He taught him the Wasteland, which is unfortunate because everyone gives that move shit, and understandably, it's kind of underwhelming. But would you think that Colt Cabana could come in as sort of like the comedy foil to R-Truth because of his previous run as Scotty Goldman and his association with CM Punk, basically like, oh, it's a conspiracy, like I have talent, they kept me down, like, and only R-Truth is serious and he kind of veers off, like he's a little bit more comedic.
That could work. That could totally work. That's how they used to play, in another light, that's how they used to play Punk and Colt's relationship, whether as the Second City Saints and ROH. They were just like these two like different personalities that counteract each other, yet they work. And the way you said it is just the exact opposite, where it's just like, oh, this guy's actually completely into the conspiracy, and he's just the comedic like answer to that. It's perfect. It's a good duality and good talented workers in it. I could totally see that working. Although I think if they bring Colt Cabana in, they might do something a little different with that. But it could work that way, the way you presented.
But from what I hear, I don't remember exactly who reported this, but apparently backstage they were quite impressed with Cabana. Like I hope that's the case. I hope we see him somewhere down the road.
I think that's nothing short of the truth. Cabana is just an amazing performer. I have always loved that guy. He has the personality, charisma, and most importantly, the wrestling skills to be in the WWE. And just to have him on a bigger platform with the amazing skills that he has would just be nothing but a positive benefit for that company if used right. And Colt, if you're listening, which I hope to God that you are, we love you.
But the gist of this promo again, R-Truth wants Christian to be in on his whole conspiracy thing because the way Christian's talking about being screwed, very similar to him. But R-Truth basically steps aside, and the end of this promo is Christian going, who the hell is a little Jimmy? He's good at those quips. Our main event, Randy Orton and John Morrison versus Christian and R-Truth. Take it away, Magpie. I don't quite remember this match.
Well, I admit this match was a really good match, and it was a parallel to the other match we saw. So, it's the same tag match, main event thing, but it was a solid match. I mean, the only thing that ruined it with this match, though, I was so impressed by the other match, the Danielson versus Tyson. I was like, holy shit. So this match, while it was solid and really well, but I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah, all I really remember is that Morrison Christian and R-Truth were both targeting Morrison, and yeah.
But the whole
It's hard
big
to talk about things we like.
the big deal about the finish was that Randy Orton hits R-Truth with the RKO, and that gives him an opening for Christian to hit the kill switch and pin him, which he celebrates quite a bit. Because Orton claimed beforehand that he could never beat him by pinfall or submission. Christian just pinned him in the middle of the ring.
With the finisher, no less. So it was just like yeah, I got you with my finisher. It wasn't a roll-up. I finished your ass off, pinned you, and now you have that shame. Oh, how does it feel? Yeah, I taste my championship.
Yeah, at the moment you mentioned roll-up, I thought I heard someone from a great distance shout, fuck.
Yeah, I heard that too. Probably.
And it was funny seeing Christian, like if you remember back in the day when he used to have the temper tantrum. Now he's got something equally kind of in line with his character, where he's like kissing the title on the ground, just to be happy that he has it.
I'm glad.
Why?
Yeah. Glad for anyone to kiss the title. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's a Canadian thing. Then again, CM Punk does that, so whatever.
Yeah.
This was the week in WWE overall. Like I said, I thought Raw was good. It furthered its storyline. SmackDown had some great matches.
We had a really good week.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid week of wrestling from the WWE, and this is cool. I mean, hopefully this is like if they can keep continuing this shelling out products that are really, really good and awesome to watch, it's like, hey, this new era that's going on in the WWE is actually the real thing. They're actually going to try to change their format, and it's going to be always good like this. It's not going to be stale so much. So they're trying to get out of that. I can see that in a way, and hopefully it stays that way, or if it progresses to another thing.
Let's hope so, though. It's going to be hard to review a good wrestling show the way that we've done.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I didn't even think about that, dude. All the positivity going on in wrestling, except for TNA. Like, if this positivity keeps going over, our show's fucked.
Well, maybe, but then again, we are going to branch off and do one for ROH when their internet cast begins.
I can't wait.
Woo!
I know you can't wait, because
I thought Magpie. I thought you were about to start. Oh, Magpie. I thought you were going to start singing that Willy Wonka song, like when they first get into that huge, like, the chocolate rivers and the gummy bears hanging from trees.
Your imagination dance with me, and you'll see river. I forgot the word.
Meant to be.
All right, let's move on to everyone's favorite segment. What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal?
Dun-dun-dun.
Well, me and Magpie taking pot shots at each other throughout this entire broadcast got way more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Unfortunately.
Much to the chagrin of the rest of the cast.
I got nothing.
This game got hard, damn it.
I know.
Our associate executive producer in charge of production just told us that he thinks we should do what gets more screen time than Zack Ryder, but my input is that Zack Ryder gets more screen time than Jay Lethal, because like his amount every week is kind of warranting us not to do that segment.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
We don't need
But
to. It's still funny, although Jay will be competing for the TV title against El Generico for his TV taping.
But actually, if no one else is going to say it, then I'll say it. Kozlov, Gail Kim, Molina, they got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
I have
this
one.
week.
This week.
Yeah, never again.
No.
We should do a montage of all like the guys who got cut at the end of this episode or something. Like, in loving memory. It's like a Coldplay song or something. It could work.
Yeah, like they did with Randy Savage. On that note, crap. This has been the Dark Match for the week in WWE. Next week, we'll be talking about the go-home week. Well, I won't, but whoever's scheduled for the show will.
Yeah.
I'm Christopher Says Dark Match is Mastodon and Monotone.
I'm your token chick duo's Angel.
I'm Digi-Fox.
I'm Magpie, and I'll be enjoying my lovely, lovely afternoon of kicking foxes around and anything furry. Come here, you little kitty.
Good night and good luck, everybody. Will you stop that?
Just don't kick Iron Bite.
He'll
Oh,
bite
he's
your
next.
fucking feet off.